Hi, it's Kimberly. I hope everybody's doing well today on this beautiful Saturday. I am here in Los Angeles at our pre-Mother's Day Natural Beauty Soiree with some of our wonderful friends here. Say hi, everybody. And we're here celebrating mothers and daughters and aunts and cousins and sisters and friends and all of us who are mothers and just women in general, and just enjoying champagne, mimosas, cupcakes, yummy food, and we have amazing vendors and just a lot of good energy and love. I wanted to stop for a minute and check in with all of you and have a really fun discussion about natural hair care, particularly because we're going into springtime. There's a lot of questions about what should I do with my hair now that winter is over, and I can start having some springtime options. So I wanted to bring in a friend of mine, Ariane Williams of Black Naps, an amazing woman and expert on kinky coily hair textures. Hi, Ariane.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. First of all, please tell everybody about Black Naps.
Okay, so Black Naps is a website where you can learn any and everything about natural hair, from how to style it, how to transition to natural hair, how to keep your hair healthy and growing, just a ton of information to keep you on your journey. And if you need any encouragement, it is the perfect resource. And you can also shop natural hair products like the best-selling Kinky Coily Hair Kit by Kimberly Elise.
Woohoo! Yes, we love partnering with you, and you support so many vendors. You're just doing a wonderful service, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, Black Naps is a really great resource where you can learn everything about caring and styling for your hair, and also get amazing products. It's just, you're doing wonderful things, so thank you. So let's talk about springtime hair. And a big thing is we've been in protective styles all winter long, and now we're in spring going into summer and would love to have our hair out and free and just letting our fro shine, you know? Mm-hmm. So what is your advice for folks who are, taking their hair out of their protective styles and going into springtime, but don't want to lose their hair, don't want to abuse their hair, don't want to put it through too much stress?
So it's definitely the time to do that because there's going to be more moisture in the air because it's not as cold. So you can feel free to do styles where your hair is out, wash and goes, or if you wanted to do a flexi rod set. My advice to keep your hair intact and make sure that you're not subjecting it to any breakage or anything like that is mainly how you're manipulating your hair. So you want to make sure you're not combing it rough or wearing styles that are going to constantly require you to always be brushing it. And say if you're going for a more sleek look, you'll want to do something like maybe smooth something onto your hair and then tie a satin wrap onto your hair and tie it very tightly so you can get the sleek look rather than brushing it very roughly, because brushes will rip and tear at your hair. So overall, even though that you're not actually wearing the protective styles, just keeping a gentle approach to your hair. So a protective approach per se, because we have very fragile hair that's prone to breakage because of the bends and curves. So you'll just want to make sure that you're being very gentle with your hair when you're manipulating it in any style that you do.
Wonderful. That is great advice. We talk a lot about protective styles in our natural hair care and in any hair care, whether we're wearing braids or wigs is also a protective style. But a lot of women don't really use protective styles and like to wear their twist outs and their braid outs and things like that. And what kind of special concern or care should women who aren't really utilizing protective styles use to maintain the health of their hair?
Well, to maintain the health of your hair, you're always going to want to make sure you're moisturizing your hair with an actual moisturizer. Some women will think that a oil or a butter is a moisturizer, and it's not. You need to be using a water-based product, which is a leave-in conditioner. And then your butters or your oils can be used. They are useful, but they're used as your sealant. So you'll want to follow up with an oil or a butter after you have actually used the leave-in conditioner, and then you use the oil to seal that moisture in. So it's very important that you're actually using a real moisturizer, and then you follow up with the oil to seal the moisture in. Also, you'll want to make sure that you're deep conditioning as often as possible because that helps to pretty much strengthen the hair and keep the elasticity of it up, because we have these holes and gaps in our hair from things that we do just basic styling, and that puts some wear and tear on it. And when you're deep conditioning, you're replenishing anything that's going on and helping to repair it.
I love that. You know, there is such a huge misconception that oil is a moisturizer. Even some oils will literally say moisturizer on the bottle, and oil, as you say, Ariane, is not a moisturizer. It's a lubricant, a sealant. There's no water in it. It's oil, and it's all about water. And we've sort of grown up with this teaching that our hair should stay away from water, which is like the biggest misconception. Our hair, it loves water. It thrives on water. And as you say, it's so much about sealing it in to maintain that moisture. I totally agree. You know, a lot of women are also challenged with hair loss and alopecia and are so comfortable wearing their hair out in natural styles or in any style, and are really struggling with what options are there for me if I want to get away from a wig and do something else. What would you suggest would be good options for women who are facing these sort of hair loss challenges and, you know, being able to express themselves comfortably?
Sure. So I think the main thing is when you're having any type of problem like alopecia and you're having some shedding or anything like that, you really want to keep the tension and the strain on your hair very low. So when you wear braids, like braid extensions or anything like that, you're putting some tension on it. So my suggestion is to actually take a very long extended break from any type of extension style, because that's going to put too much tension on it. And you could do stuff like comb coils or what they call finger coils or two-strand twists with your own hair. So that way you're protecting it and it's going to be low maintenance for you. Also, it'll cut down on the tangles. And then to kind of disguise whatever concern that you're having, you might want to try something like side swept, kind of like what I have. Like say if you had thinning hair here or something, then if you have a side swept style, then you kind of swoop it over the area to disguise what's going on.
Right. I think those are great suggestions. Ariane, we have some questions from some of our guests here today. Are you up for a question or two from the ladies?
Yes, yes I am. Sure.
All right. So here we go. Let's see here. Let's get you all there. Can you come? Let's see. There we are. There we are.
Yeah, a lot of hair.
So, you do have a lot of gorgeous hair. Why don't you introduce yourself to everyone?
My name is Gwenna Hunter, and I love hair color, but lately I've kind of strayed away from it because I'm a bit of a hair abuser. I'm very busy, and I'll go a long period of time before I really like nurture and nourish my hair. So I've stayed away from color, but I think I'm ready to be more compassionate to my hair again. What do you recommend as far as like hair color or brands that are gentle on, I don't know if this is 4C. I'm not real good at that, but maybe you could tell by looking at it. You look like you
Well, I can only see like half of your hair. I can't see your face, but oh wait, here we go. I see more of you. So as far as hair color, you're right. You definitely have to be on top of your care when you color your hair, because especially when you're doing a lighter color and your hair has to somewhat be like bleached to get like a lighter, like say a blonde or something like that. It's undergoing a lot to make that transformation. So when you do that, you'll want to make sure you're definitely deep conditioning. Pretty much, I would try to aim to do it every time you wash your hair, because it's going to be in an even more fragile state. And it's also going to be more prone to dryness. I don't know I know you said you like to color your hair before, so I'm pretty sure you know how dry it can get if you color it and you're not on top of that. So make sure you're really hydrating your hair with the deep conditioner. Another thing too, I would suggest is a protein treatment, because when you color your hair and you use heat and different other things like that, it ends up making your hair porous because there's a damage occurring, and the protein actually helps fill in those gaps. So when you put your moisture in, it's not going to escape you so fast, and that also helps with strengthening the hair. Also, just keep in mind there's ways to get a dramatic color difference without actually using a chemical hair dye. Now, obviously, it won't be the most long-term solution, but there's waxes that you can use that pretty much will rinse out after you wash it just once, but it will give you a dramatic color without actually having to bleach your hair. Also, there's times where I just recently did a crown braid, and my hair is kind of like two-tone now. So I have black and I have blonde, and I took one of my gold eyeshadows, and then I took the eyeshadow and I put it on parts of the hair that I added to mine to match my two-tone look. So just keep in mind that you don't always have to give into a chemical dye.
I like the eyeshadow tip. I'm going to do that.
That's a good tip. You know, I've been really curious about the waxing of the hair, the color wax. What are your thoughts on that? Is it a safe option for us?
Yes, I think it's more safe because essentially it's a pigment attached to the wax, and rather than with a chemical where it's actually pretty much breaking down the bonds in your hair, it's temporary and it washes off right away. So for someone who wants something very long term, it may not be, what they're looking for. But if you are okay with it being temporary and you do want the option to have something that's going to give you that dramatic color difference, then that's a route that you can go.
Now, are there any special considerations that we should use when putting on the waxes? Should we use a base of any sort, like a moisturizing base or oil or not?
Well, I know that some of them actually already contain a moisturizer and others don't. It depends on, I guess, whatever brand you go with. But you could opt to get one that has the moisture in there already.
Awesome. Thank you. Those are great questions.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Your hair is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot. It's a full-time job. I tell you. Thank you.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
So I think that's it for us today. Ariane, did you have anything else that you wanted to share with the viewers? Anything you want us to know more about black naps, or any final hair tips?
Well, I did have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
So I did want to know, what is your favorite what is your favorite styles when you're transitioning out of winter hair care and you're going into spring?
I really like braids when in that transition stage, mainly because, the line of demarcation, the line between our kinky hair, our natural kinky hair that's coming in, and the hair that's been processed, right where that connects, it's super fragile. And when our hair is out, it's so easy to get in there and to manipulate. And also we'll be tempted to sort of maybe put a little heat on my roots to match, my straight hair. So for me, when I was in that stage, I wore braids a lot. And I really made sure I kept my hair moisturized from root to end. No matter how long the braids were, I made sure I moisturized. And so then every 6 weeks, I take them out and have another ½ inch of growth, and I could, let go of another ½ inch. But I still had enough length, where I felt comfortable. And mainly it just kept me out of my hair and let my hair do its thing. Would you agree that our hair prefers to be left alone, like just stay out of it as much as you can, especially if like retention is your goal?
Yes, I definitely agree.
All right. So I also wanted to let everybody know, for sure, you can go to Black Naps and get lots of information on natural hair care and a plethora of products that are really wonderful and specifically designed for our hair textures. And Ariane will take really great care of you there. And you can also go to KimberlyEliseNaturals.com and pick up anything from the Kimberly Elise Naturals line, including Alchemy 27, which is our hair and scalp elixir. She is our queen product. It's really wonderful if you're having any sort of damage from too tight hairstyles, heat styling, any sort of stress on based on your scalp. Alchemy 27 is going to really help you with that. KimberlyEliseNaturals.com at Black Naps. What's the website to purchase with you, Ariane?
Okay, so if you go to blacknaps.org, you'll actually see Kimberly's product on the homepage. It's under our bestseller section. So check us out to shop any products that you're interested in, or just come and learn more about your hair and learn how to better take care of it and keep it healthy.
Absolutely. So are you up for one more question? We have one more lady who would like to ask you a question.
Of course, sure.
Okay, come on in. Hello.
Hi.
Why don't you introduce yourself to everyone, beautiful?
Hello, I'm Vanessa.
Hi.
And my question is, once I use a leave-in conditioner on Monday, how do I style my hair the next day without wetting it to put more leave-in in? What do I do the next day after I use a leave-in conditioner?
Good question.
Okay, so what style are you trying to achieve?
I just sleep on it. Nothing
She
special.
has really cute little coils, like finger coils. The finger coils,
I just use my finger.
Cute little tiny
I'm
coils.
sorry, I can't really see her style. You said it's finger coils?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once you put the leave-in conditioner on, that is your moisturizer. And then you typically, as I mentioned earlier, follow up with a butter or oil, and then you could put your styling products on. From there, to care for it, you're going to want to make sure you're wearing your bonnet at night so that it's not getting too messy, it's staying in place, and then also you're protecting it from the cotton fabric. And then throughout the week, you want to actually moisturize your hair only as needed. Some people, I think, have a tendency to maybe want to over moisturize, but you'll find when you're wearing a style like a finger coil that the moisture will last longer. So you might only need to moisturize like every 2 days as opposed to every single day. And just kind of pay attention to what your hair needs, because sometimes it might just need like a light spritz of water, not saturation, but just like a spritz. Or you can maybe even just get in the shower and then don't let the water actually hit your hair, but let the steam kind of like wake it up and moisturize it. So sometimes you only need that. And then if needed, you could put the leave-in conditioner if you feel like on your ends or something like that to help re-moisturize it. But don't feel like you always have to reapply the product. Sometimes you can just rely on the steam from the shower, as mentioned before, to help wake it up, or just a light spritz of water.
Great, thank you.
Wonderful.
You're welcome.
Also, some people are asking about at the Kimberly Elise Naturals line. Yes, we have great moisturizers. We have the Kinky Coily Care Kit, which is a shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and sealing oil. You can get that at Ariane's site or at KimberlyEliseNaturals.com. The full kit, it's a moisture layering system. So it's going to help your hair stay moisturized days longer than it normally would. Particularly with the leave-in and the sealing, it really holds in the moisture and keeps your hair soft, especially if you wear protective styles. So I think that's it for us today. Anything else from you, Ariane?
Well, I would just like to compliment you because I actually did have the pleasure of trying the Kinky Coily hair kit, and I really, really liked the shampoo. It made my scalp feel really good, and then the oil was good because it has the Jamaican back castor oil, and I'm actually not really a big oil fan, but that particular oil, I really enjoyed it. So awesome product line.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So much love to you. Are you celebrating Mother's Day tomorrow? Are you a mother?
Yes, I am. My daughter is 3. I'm pretty much
Happy
celebrating
Mother's
now by
Day.
having. Oh, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you. Well, it was so good to see you and chat with you, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of today and a beautiful Mother's Day, and as well to everyone who tuned in is watching with us today. Happy Saturday, and have a happy Mother's Day, whether it's your first Mother's Day or your 100th Mother's Day. Enjoy it, and let's all celebrate and honor our mothers. Mwah. Sending you all love, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye. Happy Mother's Day.
That was awesome. I saw it.